Hello, Buddhas. Today we're going to be talking about some BS, which people refer to as toxic positivity. Now, Buddhas, before we get started, I just want to let you know I've got a playlist down below with well over 100 Buddha Billionaire videos that you can binge watch to accelerate your spiritual awakening. Now, toxic positivity. I'm seeing videos all over YouTube about this right now, and it's people trying to say that, oh, you can be too positive and you have to make sure that you're realistic and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? At the end of the day, anything can be taken too far. Anything. You can have too many vegetables. But when it comes to positivity, it's not toxic to see the positive side of all situations, as long as, and here's the caveat that a lot of them seem to neglect, or at least a lot of the videos I've been watching haven't really addressed this, seeing the positive in everything is correct. It is the way forward, it is the way to transurf, it is the way to attract, it is the way to assume, it's the way to do all of the laws and all the different things. We're going to get more into that in more videos more often because we're doing this every single day, Buddhas. There is nothing toxic about always looking for the best and always understanding that there is a positive reason that this is happening. The toxicity comes in if you are completely and utterly tunnel visioned and blind about it. And I think that's where a lot of these videos kind of ignore the fact that you have to be positive in order for good things to happen. Even this video here, I can say that toxic positivity videos have been a good thing because they've encouraged me to make this video. See, I can take something that I'm not a fan of and I can still see how it can be beneficial to myself and to my viewers because now I can talk about it. And that's the part of the toxic positivity that they seem to neglect. The overall hypothesis of the other guy is being positive all the time suppresses the bad things from happening, and it doesn't allow you to fully grow and fully understand what you're going through, and you need to process the negativity and sit with that and allow it to happen. Which I'm not arguing against. If something negative comes up, you have to acknowledge it. Suppression of the negative is what causes disease. It's what causes depression. You have to acknowledge what you're going through. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge it, but not dwell on the negative of it. But, okay, this negative thing happened and I'm sad and I'm going to cry for a little bit. That's okay. That's not being toxically positive. Okay? But that's also not being obsessively negative. It's just being. I'm not saying not to be in the moment. But then take that outlook and flip it. And this is the hardest part, Buddhas. This is the actual work. This is the pruning of the Garden of Eden. I know, biblical, but this is why we're here. It's to take the negative shit that happens, to go through it, but then to process it and look back and say, okay, this negative thing happened over here. I got in a car accident, and my car is damaged. I'm really upset about that, but I'm okay. No one got hurt. I can be positive about this. What's the outlook? Oh, I'm not going to have a car for a week or two while it gets repaired. Great. Maybe now I can spend more time walking. Maybe I can try public transport. I don't know because I'm making this up on the spot, but there is always, I guarantee you, there is always a positive side to absolutely everything that happens. And yes, I mean that in absolute terms. There is always a positive outlook on things. It's you who can't find it. And I'm just gonna call it out and say it how it is because I've been there, I'm still there, I'm working on it. We all are, but that's the journey. And when you start to see the positive in the more mundane, normal day-to-day, and you wake up in the morning, you say, I feel happy, I feel healthy, I feel fantastic. When you start to just have a positive outlook on life, it becomes your set point and it becomes super easy to just see the positive in everything. And then when the odd negative detritus shows up and just says, here's some negativity, attack, you go and you look at that and you say, thank you very much for showing me this negative thing. I'm gonna cry about it, I'm gonna be sad, I'm gonna go through those emotions because that's a normal freaking thing to do. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna find the silver lining, I'm gonna find the positive reason that this happened. And Buddhas, there is no such thing as toxic positivity. There is ignorance, and there are pessimists, and that's for sure. And there always will be, because there's a scale. But at the end of the day, you get to decide how you feel about it. And I have decided from now on to always find the positive, whether it sounds toxic or not. Because in the last year or so that I've been doing this, my life has changed drastically, and I feel 1 billion times better than I ever have. And it's because of having a positive outlook on even arguably shitty situations. So Buddhas, on that high note, remember the most important thing, after, of course, seeing positivity everywhere all of the time, is to love yourself.